Hey everybody, how you doing? I know what you're saying. Hey, wasn't Zenny critical? Da, 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 da. I was critical of an issue that wound up in court, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that because it involves friends of mine. Ray Bobbitt is one of them, and it also centers around something that I predicted would happen because of the way this was structured. And but look, as far as I'm concerned, all that's out the window because Ray Bobbitt was able to get the necessary monies to purchase the city of Oakland's part of the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum complex, which makes Ray Bobbitt through African American Sports Entertainment Group the largest landholder by acreage in Oakland, if not in terms of being African American, if not in the San Francisco Bay Area, and certainly one of the largest in the country. And well, I think I'm probably getting off on a bit of a weird track there because some of us today own land that's as large as several counties. So it's not like it used to be. And come to think of it, though, his part of the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum complex arguably is about as large as some counties. Well done, Ray. Well done. The news conference held to announce the historic development, it should have been a ticker tape parade. It should have been a cause for major celebration, and it should have been a lot larger than it was, with 10,000 people in attendance. That's how significant it is. Instead, it's downplayed by the wrong people. Unfortunately, people who look like me, but I said that was going to happen a year ago. I've been this route and tried to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland. And I don't like it when, at a time where African American economic fortunes are being threatened by not just the common racism and attacks on human capital development. Like, what I mean by that is not being able to get in the right school or get the right education because you don't have the money. But there's a new threat that's cyber based. People programming sites, programming networks and systems to exclude those who look like me, or you if you happen to look like me, be you male or female, or Latino. And so it's really incumbent upon us as people to celebrate when one of us does something that's truly extraordinary. And that's what Ray has done. It doesn't mean that Ray is out there by himself. It means that he needs our help more than ever. Because in taking over this site, there are a number of organizational oriented factors that come into play, too numerous of which for me to outline here. Too numerous. And hold on, I gotta call you back. Okay. Too numerous to lay out here. Okay. And so among them is a number of people are making the assumption that, well, the Oakland Coliseum Joint Powers Authority is going to come to an end. Why? Where is the covenant? Where is the contract? Where is the ordinance that says that when a private organization buys the land or person buys the land, in this case, it really is an organization, the African American Sports Entertainment Group buys the land, that the Coliseum Joint Powers Authority must go away? And then what happens since the Coliseum Authority owns the arena and the stadium? who effectively runs it, that oversees ASM Global, the managers of those buildings. Okay. Now, arguably, it should be an agreement. There should be an agreement between the AASEG and the Coliseum, as well as a plan to form an entirely new structure. Because right now, the AASEG is not set up to be that structure. All right. I can go on and on and on. But all of those factors and many, many more, which add up to city building, are quite literally pro forma and can be done. But what is not something that one should assume is easy to overcome is this idea that in some way was bad for the city or that it was illegal. Neither of which are the truth. No. The simple reason is this. Land write-downs are done when you have a public organization that holds land and the land has dropped below its fair market value. Anyone out there want to tell me that the Oakland Coliseum is worth more now than it did when the Raiders and the A's were in it, or the A's were solidly in, as opposed to where they are headed to Sacramento? Anyone? Anyone? Of course not. So it was logical to do a write down. But the number of people who look like me who would say, oh, that shouldn't have been done. And then when I posed this, my point to one person, I said, friend, I said, so what do you want out of this if you don't like what happened? And that person's response was a smart decision. And my response was Black wealth. We have to get to a point where we collectively want to stop the situation where African Americans are, it seems, chronically poor. We have to get to a point where we can turn around to someone that we know, and we know that that person has the means to make something happen, which makes all of us richer. We have to get to the point where all five corners in the United States are satisfied. And what I mean by the five is this. If I say to you, if you choose one of these areas to go to in terms of a neighborhood and develop it, you will make $2 billion. And then somebody else comes along and says, well, don't go to this area because it's Black. And maybe this area because it's Latino. And so you don't, but others go to the area that's Black and they make several billion. You're going to be pretty upset over the person that told you not to go, right? But they were imparting their own racism on what your investment decision is going to be. The reason that area emerged is because others didn't listen. They saw diamonds available, if you will, and they went out and made their necessary investment. So the lesson is, don't discount any aspect, any corner of the United States in terms of its people and what they're capable of. That's the lesson. And yet there are people who violate that lesson. Some of them who look like me and you, who would say the white man's ice is colder. That's a lesson for those of you who are under the crazy idea that Black folks are, have something against somebody white, and this whole infrastructure of the waste equity department for the city of Oakland came up because Black people didn't want to deal with white people. That's crazy. I saw a person express that on Facebook and said right then and there, that was an expression of a certain nuttiness. I didn't use those words. I used something similar. But it is an expression of a certain nuttiness, because the fact of the matter is that African-American city managers in our history have favored white contractors over Black ones in many different instances. So the reason why we have this Department of Race and Equity isn't because we have bad white people in control. Oh, no. It's because we have had a system that is racist. And so it is within that history that what Ray Bobbitt has been able to do is extraordinary. Extraordinary. But the road gets harder from here. But for a lot of good reasons. This is a big project in the middle of a city that lacks the will and the initiative to complete big projects. But guess what? I'm talking about the city government. This time, it's truly public-private. Ray has an opportunity to quite literally remake Oakland's history. And I think he will. Okay? And so this is a tremendous period of time. It should be joyous. All right? As Vegas Mark says right here, in the right hands, Oakland could have become the new black and Wall Street like pre-1921 Tulsa. And it still can. But in today's highly integrated America, what's going on is that we are forming that fifth region. And we're getting, we have an opportunity to get stronger through situations like this. And yeah, I have to credit Oakland Mayor Thao. I've been critical of a lot of things that she's done there for very good reason. But this one she got right. And then she used the money to go to pay down the budget deficit. Okay, some might say, well, you know what? I'm not going to cheer because it's not really a structural improvement. But you know what? In our history, we have tried all kinds of ways to achieve a balanced budget. This is just the latest. This is just the latest. And I've said before, don't have anything personally against Shang. I've known her for a long, long time. I simply disagree with a giant number of decisions that she's made. But this, I have to say, is a home run. No question about it. Now, you can't see that if you truly want to dislike her. I don't truly want to dislike the mayor. All right? I want Oakland to move forward. And the only way we do that is to stop the bickering and stop the attempts to pull the rug out from each other, what we call crab barrelism, and simply say, you know what? Score one for Ray Bobbitt. Let's give the man a hand, and then let's help him. Okay? And that's where I'm at. So I certainly hope that you agree. That's all I wanted to say. All right. Look forward to your comments. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark ZennyReport.com. See ya.